For teachers in subjects like history, geography, geology and environmental sciences, there is a particular need to organise fieldwork visits, where students undertake learning in less formal settings and contexts. Technology is increasingly used to support such visits, and this case study explores how tablet computers like the iPad are being used by trainee history teachers to make learning more situated and more authentic. Before the development of the personal mobile phone, and more recently tablet computers like the iPad, fieldwork was undertaken using clipboards, pens and pencils, and perhaps a camera to capture images of the setting. With mobile devices like the iPad, all of this is changing, and learners can undertake the same fieldwork tasks, and far more, with just the one device. This cuts down on weight and overcomes many of the problems associated with fieldwork visits. All of the information students collect whilst on the visit is stored in one place on the device in a digital format, making it more manageable and easier to access at a later date. However, the benefits of using mobile devices to support fieldwork go much further than this, and one way to consider this is to use the mobile learning framework as a reference point to identify distinctive pedagogies associated with fieldwork that are supported by mobile technologies.
This is the first opportunity that students have had to visit a Commonwealth War grave site, and they're just getting a general view of the nature of the memorials. We're also looking at the whole idea of memory and why we remember in the way that we remember.
Using mobile devices during a visit to a historical site, like the battlefields of World War I, is a highly situated experience, since students are learning in the same place the event took place.
Okay, so the reason why we're here is because this sign here shows the extent of the British advance on the 20th of November 1916, right at the end of the Battle of the Somme.
Yeah, having the ability to directly compare something like a map straight in front of you and be able to interact with it whilst you're at the site is actually really handy, to be able to get like points of view and to be able to position yourself in terms of actual warfare.
Research suggests this form of learning, referred to as situated learning, makes the topic more relevant and more memorable for learners. And this applies across many subject disciplines, not just history.
I think it's quite good that children have the instructions to listen to, because obviously if they don't understand it they can discuss with one another, or they can repeat the instructions by repressing the button, and have a look also at the pictures in the iBook as well.
Teachers are always setting tasks or activities for their students to undertake. In the history fieldwork visit which we are following in this case study, we can see that the mobile devices are used to undertake a highly realistic and meaningful task, which is described here by their history tutor, Dr. Stuart Bennett.
The overriding task for this project is to get students to create a narrative about a soldier. So the whole idea of it is to them to create a narrative using all the information that they collect, to bring it together in the form of an iBook, which they can then use as part of an assessed piece of work that they're doing at the university.
Learning is often associated with the use of tools such as a pen, a pencil, a calculator or a computer. Mobile devices are also a tool, and they can be used to make learning more authentic. To make learning more authentic, we need to try to use the mobile device in as realistic a manner as possible, like a real-world practitioner. In this video case study, the trainee teachers are researching the life of a soldier who was killed at the Battle of the Somme in 1916. Little or nothing is known about this soldier, so it is an original piece of research, and therefore the students are working like real-life practitioners or historians. In this case, historians who are collecting evidence about a soldier who died in the First World War.
Okay, so this is my relative, C.W. Hanson, on my father's side. He was only 21 when he died, and he was part of the Northumberland Fusiliers.
In this video case study, we focused mainly on the construct of authenticity, although students were also demonstrating other aspects of the mobile learning framework, such as agency and some elements of collaboration. If we step back from the activity itself, we can use the subconstructs of the mobile learning framework to evaluate how authentic the use of mobile technologies was in this case study. We might conclude that the setting was very high in terms of being realistic, since it was set on the battlefields of the First World War itself, where the event took place. We might also conclude that the task was high in authenticity because it was highly realistic and very contextualised, with the students using their mobile device to research the life of a real and actual soldier who died on the Battle of the Somme. In terms of the tool itself, we might decide that this is similar to how a real practitioner, in this case a historian, might collect data, although perhaps not identical.